All right, this is take number 3. Hopefully you don't see the frustration on my face. Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Cincerello, and I'm the owner. This is why. Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Cincerello, and I'm the owner and managing partner here at U-Nique Accounting. This is your first time watching our content, thank you for finding and listening to us. If you've watched our content before, thank you for continuing to tune into our channel. As always, you can learn more about us by visiting our website, u-niqueaccounting.com. And while you're there, I recommend you visit our blog or our downloadable guides page where you can download free content. Also, if you're wondering what I'm drinking today, today's beverage of choice is, it's a grape Zip Fizz. I'm not even halfway through my day, and I'm on the second form of caffeine. If you notice, my cup, it is bearing the hashtag Make Today Count. This is a slogan for my best friend's foundation, which is a close and personal not-for-profit that I'm a board member of. A link will be provided to a form that you can fill out if you or someone you know is dealing with the impact of cancer in their life. Now, with all that intro stuff out of the way, let's jump into today's topic. Today's topic is Xero versus QuickBooks Online, a recap of the 5 reasons why we made the switch to Xero. If you want to laugh a bit and hear a lot more details on this topic, please check out our 5 previous videos. So reason number 1, Xero is cloud friendly. Now, by cloud friendly, we mean basic browser functionality. Things like when you click on a link that you have the option to open it up in a new tab or window, which allows you to utilize a multi-monitor setup so you can do side-by-side comparisons. Xero was designed and built 100% for the cloud. And with new tabs and windows, Xero operates exactly as you expected it should. QuickBooks Online, however, is not designed 100% for the cloud and has some limited ability to open new tabs and windows. They have this overlapping box concept, which is really just quite frustrating. When instead of opening a new link, this box pops up with the information you want to look at, and it covers the screen you're looking at completely, and the only way to get rid of it is to close it. It is really, really frustrating. Also, being cloud friendly, we want to talk about browser inactivity. So for security reasons, when you are inactive on a website, it should lock you out. And both Xero and QuickBooks Online lock you out, which is good. It is how Xero and QuickBooks Online return you back from this inactivity that's the big difference. So in Xero, when you log back in, you will return back to exactly where you were on all the tabs you were using. Whereas in QuickBooks Online, it's finicky. Sometimes it'll take you back to where you were, but usually not. You usually get kicked back to the home screen, which means you have to now click on 3 to 4 different steps to get back to where you were per tab you are on. It is a waste of time and it is hair-pulling frustrating as you have to repeat all those steps. Okay, reason number 2 was Xero's killer bank rec feature. So first, let's talk about AI or artificial intelligence. Both Xero and QuickBooks Online have good AIs. We just believe that Xero's is a little superior because we find it better at suggesting how to record transactions to both names and expense accounts. And that's all I have to say about that. The format of the bank recs. So Xero utilizes a vertical format, which allows for easy side-by-side comparison of your bank feed versus your general ledger transactions. And each row is easier to read as they clearly separate each row. QuickBooks Online, however, utilizes a more clumsy horizontal format. The rows are denser and much harder to read. There's also a coloring scheme within the bank recs. So Xero utilizes a simple 3 coloring scheme. Green means that they found a matched transaction in your general ledger. Blue means that they matched it to an existing bank rule you have set up. If it's black and white text, then that's any other transaction that they couldn't identify. In QuickBooks Online, they have a much more complicated green coloring scheme. So instead of using multicolors, they use one color over and over again. So for transactions that match a general ledger amount, you'll get a green box that says the word match in it. For bank feeds that match a bank rule, you'll get a green box and the text of the transaction will be green. If QuickBooks Online's AI has a really strong suggestion of what they think you should do to record the transaction, then the text of the transaction will be green. And for anything else, all the text is black and white. If that sounds really confusing, it is. It really is. Also in the bank recs, there's a concept of applying a name to a transaction, which is really important. Xero prevents you from recording a transaction without assigning a name to it. However, QuickBooks Online will permit you to record a transaction without ever assigning a name to it. And on the surface, this may look like a small detail that we are just being picky about, but this is a big deal, folks. When you want to run a report to see who you've spent money on or who you received money from, in order to run that report, you need a name. And if QuickBooks Online lets you not assign names to transactions, good luck running an accurate report. There's also the process of the bank recs. So Xero has a 1-step process. You perform the bank rec while doing the bank feeds. And when you reconcile a bank feed, it becomes locked. QuickBooks Online, however, follows a 2-step process. Once you've done your bank feed matching, you now have to go to your bank reconciliation module. This 2-step process is more complicated and open to errors, as you can actually unreconcile bank feeds. You heard me. An actual transaction that came in from your bank account can be marked as unreconciled. Reason number 3 was custom reporting. So let's go over the differences of custom versus customized. Think of custom like a custom home. It's a blank canvas. You work with an architect, engineer, home builder, builder to design the home of your dreams, whatever you want. Whereas if you buy a house from a large home builder, you're going to have to pick from a couple options of models they have. They've organized the house and structured in certain ways. You just get to pick colors, the type of counters, type of carpet versus wood floor, etc. So in this instance, Xero is like a custom home. They allow custom reporting so that you can create reports that are actually meaningful to your business. An example of this is the restaurant and bar industry. They don't care about percent of cost to percent of to total sales. They want to know it by revenue segment. You need to know food costs as a percent of food revenue and beverage costs as a percent of beverage revenue. In Xero, you can create a specific layout and run specific formulas to get you those answers. You can't do that in QuickBooks Online because QuickBooks Online is like the large home builder. They have way more canned reports, basically reports out of the box, than Xero does, which is a pro for them. However, you can't make a custom report like you can in Xero. You can customize the reports to have more columns and filter the data, but you can't change the layout and structure like you can in Xero. So with QuickBooks Online, you are stuck with how they want you to analyze your business. Number 4, Xero is designed for business owners. So Xero is organized from a business owner's point of view. They have an easier to use top-down navigation format with 3 simple categories: business for our operational activities, accounting for your reporting, and contacts for all your customer and vendor names. QuickBooks Online, on the other hand, is organized from an accounting point of view. Just like the bank reconciliation process we mentioned in the step before, bank feeds are in banking, bank recs is down in accounting. Why is it in the same spot? Because it's designed from an accounting point of view. They also have a harder to use left to right navigation pane that has 10 or more categories, each with their own subcategories. It's just not as simple to use or as simple to navigate. Reason number 5, unlimited users. This is extremely important. Each role in your company needs different access to your accounting because you want segregation of duties so you can have proper audit trails. Xero understands this, and in their pricing structure, they allow for unlimited users, which allows business owners to provide access to whoever they want and give each user their own permission levels. QuickBooks Online, on the other hand, does give you a few licenses included with their pricing, but they'll charge you extra for more users. This causes owners to let users share logins, which is very dangerous. So those were our top 5 reasons. There's some other topics and reasons we want to discuss, and we're in the top 5. I'm a dork. So unless you are in Marvel's Universe 838, where green means stop and red means go, then the following typically holds true. Red means no/stop. Green means yes/go. I'll repeat that. Red, no, stop. Green, yes, go. So why am I bringing this up? I want to talk about yes and no buttons in the accounting software. The winner here is Xero. And we don't need to talk about how Xero does it. We just need to talk about how QuickBooks does it. So did you know that QuickBooks Online changed the color choices of its yes and no buttons and make the no button green? Did you hear that? They changed the color of the yes and no buttons so that in some instances, yes is the green button, but in others, the no button is the green button. It's just silly, absolutely silly. Let's move on. Batch fixing transactions. This is really more important for accountants, and the winner here is Xero. So let's say halfway through the year, you decide to create a new expense account, and now you need to recode a bunch of transactions to that account. We just find that Xero's find and recode feature is much easier process and is not as limited as QuickBooks Online's reclassify feature. Classes. We feel there's no winner here. Xero has tracking where you can have 2 main categories with hundreds of subcategories. QuickBooks Online allows for many classes and subclasses. And there is no winner here, as it's really up to your own preferences, as each is good in their own unique way. And it really does depend upon your needs and or the industry you are in. General ledger reporting. The winner is QuickBooks Online. I love QuickBooks Online here way more than Xero, for the simple fact that in the report, the vendor and customer name is in a separate column than the memo. It allows for easy organizing and subtotaling all within QuickBooks Online as long as you've assigned a name to it. Xero, for some reason, combines the contact name and memo into one column, which makes it really hard to run through and segregate data. You actually have to export it to an Excel just to get what you could do in QuickBooks Online in a matter of seconds. Do I miss this? Yes. Do I miss it enough to go back to QuickBooks Online? No, definitely not. Applying payments to open bills. The winner here is QuickBooks Online. It's actually an impressive win. It's like software magic. You can take an existing bank payment transaction and apply it to an unpaid bill. In Xero, this isn't going to happen. In Xero, you would have to undo the payment, go back to your bank feed, and then match the payment to the unpaid bill. So in summary, it's no secret that we prefer the smooth operation and design of Xero over that of QuickBooks Online. We can't imagine reverting back to QuickBooks Online now with all of our clients. Thanks for listening to why we prefer Xero over QuickBooks Online. If you appreciate our advice, please remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel for future content. Until then, remember, don't conform, stay unique.